Well, bienvenue and happy Monday, my friends. You are watching Latte Monday. And this is where we meet every week with a latte of choice. Right now, I usually have my favorite lavender latte or something like that. I'm doing what I can here at home. Well, the point is, we meet with our latte, our kombucha, or whatever you fancy, and we talk about tips and tricks that you can take away from Latte Monday and get quick wins in your week around your health, wellness, nutrition, and just a lifestyle. So I'm super excited that you're here. Okay, my friends, now I don't want to be chatting with myself, so I want you to drop in the comments what you are drinking and enjoying today for Latte Monday. I'm excited to get into this topic today. We're going to be talking about the one thing, maybe two things you can do to create happiness in your life every day. Okay, so I'm super excited. Now, hey, if you're new around here, let me know so I can say hi and message you and welcome you to the community. But if you don't know who I am, well, let's fix that. I'm Colette, a certified health coach, nutrition educator, wellness and lifestyle expert at Curated Health. You can find me at curatedhealthcoach.com. And like I said, today, well, it's Latte Monday. So are you ready? Let's get to it. So it's always my hope that you walk away from Latte Monday with quick wins for your week that is going to make you healthier, make you more vigilant about how you approach this thing called life, and, make you happier. And so that is what we are talking about today, how you can create happiness every day. Because look, I get it. We all get it. Like, life is and can be stressful, especially, look at the times that we're dealing with right now, right? And so you can go through the motions of feeling like, it's just never ending, like your to-do list, the people who are pulling on your time. And it's like, when is this life? Like, I have caught myself saying, like, this can't be my life, right? Like, in the middle of work, I just like, this can't be life, right? But here is the thing, and this is going to be our anchor quote today, and it's from Eleanor Roosevelt. And good old Eleanor, she said, happiness is not a goal. It's a byproduct of a well-lived life. And we are all about living well over, up, in here. So that's what I want you to think about when we're talking about creating happiness, because here's the newsflash for you. Life is not a constant state of happiness. Happiness is not a constant state, right? It is spurts. We experience happiness in spurts. And quite often where a lot of us, all of us get it wrong, is that we expect other outside forces to make us happy. So if I get that next promotion, or if I get that new handbag, or if I get my house together, or when the kids finally, get to this age, or when they're out of the house, and then we're always putting off our happiness until those things happen. But here's the newsflash, my friends. You cannot control any of that. None of that is in your control. So in order to create happiness every day, you have to actively go out there and create it for yourself. You can't just expect to be happy. Now, you can wake up and you can have pleasurable moments, right? But this idea of a constant forever state of happy, It's not real. It's a misnomer. So you're like, okay, Colette, great. But how do I get happy? Right? And I feel like I should cue that song. 'Cause I'm happy. Okay. Here's the deal. You have to seek out happiness by creating moments within simple pleasures. Okay. So what do I mean by this? Okay, so we're in the mundane. We're in the minutia of it all, right? Like we're just constantly going. There's always laundry to fold and dishes to be washed, right? And errands to run and oil changes to be had. But this is where we miss the mark, because when we're going through this thing we call life, we get so bogged down in the task that we don't glean the pleasure out of the simplicity of just being. So, how do you create this state of happy? Or really, as Eleanor Roosevelt said, you have to create a well-lived life. And how do you do that? By indulging in simple pleasures. So, let me tell you, this is one of my simple pleasures, okay? It is having my coffee in a true mug, right? Sipping, enjoying it, being present with it. Now, I can't do that all day, right? I have to fold clothes, which I cannot stand folding clothes. But it's finding the simple pleasures and the things that you must do, right? The have-tos of life. So, an example, okay, you don't like to fold clothes. It doesn't make you happy. But what if you looked at that task in a different way? What if you were like, okay, I'm going to go in this laundry room. I'm going to jack my 90s music all the way up because nobody in my house wants to hear Alanis Morissette. Okay, I'm talking to myself here. Right? And so that's my only time to really jam out to it. And I'm going to enjoy that while I do this mundane task of folding clothes. Okay, so you get it? You have to find the simple pleasures in the mundane, in the minutia of living this life. Because look, adulting, my friend, does not stop. And, you know, if my dad is out there, he's probably laughing because I could not, and I'm sure you were the same way, could not wait to grow up. I'm like, I can't wait to get out this house and just do what I want to do and drive my own car and not ask where to go if I can go and this and that. But look, you just end up parenting yourself and it is exhausting. So you have to find the pleasure in that. So I want you to tell me, and even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to put in the comments, what is the one thing that you just cannot stand doing during the day, or you just kind of loathe, right? Because truth be told, I loathe folding clothes. I don't mind putting them in the washer and even moving them to the dryer. But that folding action, it's got to go. But it can't go. So I have to find the simple pleasure in that. And for me, that is enjoying that time to do something that I otherwise would not be able to do, right? Because maybe, I'm on calls all day, so I can't be having Alanis Morissette playing in the background, right? And then nobody in the house, including the dog, likes it except me, right? So that is my time to revel in that, create that simple pleasure, and create that well-lived life. Because when you create and you revel in the simple pleasures of the mundane, you become happier and more pleased with your life in general. And you have, by default, created a well-lived life. And a byproduct of that is your happiness. Bam! There it is. Okay? So that's almost like finding the fountain of youth. I'm just telling you. For real. Okay, so here's another little tip I want to throw in here for you. And that is that you really have to approach life in order to create a well-lived life. And as a byproduct, create happy every day. You really have to change your mindset around just how you approach tasks, right? So I use this example at my church. We have this what word am I looking for here? We have this, I don't know, just this sense of paying it forward, right? And making sure that we are taking care of others. And servant, we have this servant leadership mindset. That's what I was looking for. And I'm sure most religious places do have that same thing. But the thing that I love about my church is that with that servant leadership attitude, we also have this idea of approaching things with I get to and not I have to. And that little switch, that little change in the verbiage that you use completely changes your entire mood and mindset and how you show up for whatever task it is that you're doing. So let me give you an example. Instead of saying, I have to fold the laundry, you have to flip it. And it's not I have to, it's I get to fold the laundry, right? Because when you get to do something, you show up in a different way, okay? And it changes the energy that you bring to that task, which is one of my mundane tasks, right? Which then I'm able to fully embrace and find the simple pleasures in. Okay, so I want you to think about, and if you haven't already, I want you to drop in the comments, what's the one thing that you cannot stand doing that's on your to-do list and you have to do it constantly over and over and it's never ending? And I want you to look at that, and I want you to say to yourself the next time that task comes up, I get to, not I have to, but I get to do X, Y, and Z. And then create and find the simple pleasure in that. What can you do to up-level that experience for yourself to create that simple pleasure, which will create happiness? And we know when you approach your life with simple pleasures, you create a well-lived life, and as a byproduct, there is your happy. Okay, so that, my friend, is your takeaway for this week. I want you to identify what is the mundane, identify and rework how you approach it by saying, I get to, not I have to. Find the simple pleasure and you'll create a well-lived life. And as a byproduct, you will be happy and you'll find happiness in each day. Okay, so look, let me tell you, if you need to dig into this a bit more, or you want to dig into this a bit more, or you just want to create ultimate happiness and a life on your own terms, because I guarantee you, and I promise you, there's nothing like it. A life that you love, that you wake up excited to live each day. This is what you need to do. Head to, and it's right there on your screen, this website, bit.ly/lavie, that's LAVIE-audio, okay? And this is my free audio class. It's a master audio class, and it talks about the three things that you can do today to implement into your life so that you can create a life that you deserve, that you want. You know that life that you've been telling yourself you deserve, but you just haven't got around to creating yet? This is how you do it, okay? With these 3 steps in this audio class, this audio masterclass, La Vie en Rose, okay? And take a step toward creating a life of beauty on your terms, one that you are absolutely flipping in love with, because we only get one life. So why not live it on our terms to our fullest and our happy? Okay, so that's all I have for you today. You can always hang out with me here on Facebook at Curated Health. Also, Come say hi to me on your other favorite platforms. I'm on Pinterest, Instagram, all at Curated Health. Make sure you follow, like, and say bonjour. Okay, so until next week, meet me back here with your latte, kombucha, or whatever your drink of choice is, and I will be happy to see you next Monday, Latte Monday, at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, make it a great day. Go crush your mundane by finding the simple pleasures and approaching it with a I get to attitude. It's a game changer. Au revoir.